Susan Thuko is in charge of our sign language docket, our socials at KBC Channel 1. And if you want to speak to us, my Twitter handle also at Tomboya24. Nominee for Director General National Intelligence Service, Noordin Haji, has defended withdrawal of high-profile cases that occurred during his tenure as the Director of Public Prosecutions. Haji submitted before the National Assembly's Defense and Intelligence Committee that the withdrawal was endorsed by courts because of abuse of the process of gathering evidence. That report opens our coverage tonight.
I, Noordin Haji,
Director of Public Prosecutions Noordin Haji appeared before the National Assembly Defense and Intelligence Committee to defend his suitability to head the National Intelligence Service. The MPs put Haji to task over the collapse of high-profile cases, particularly those on corruption.
And you are on record coming very strongly to say that a case is sealed and you have enough material to prosecute, only to drop it later and cite insufficient evidence.
We had issues with how the evidence was passed on to the DPP. In some of the cases, the investigating officers themselves submitted affidavits to say that they produced evidence that was not complete, that some of the evidence were actually tampered with and some were even forged.
Haji attributed the withdrawal of cases to abuse of process in acquiring evidence.
Despite the fact that those cases and the withdrawal would have brought a dent on my career, I had to make that decision because that was in furtherance of the rule of law, and I had to safeguard against miscarriage of justice. And it doesn't matter who that person is, whether it's a person of interest, whether it is a senior citizen in the country or not. And that is a decision that I made, and I do not regret making it.
The nominee, who once served as a deputy director at the National Intelligence Service, briefed the MPs on the strategy he intends to employ to upscale intelligence gathering should his nomination be approved.
And I've come up with a strategic plan that I hope, or that I envision, if given the opportunity by you and if I'm affirmed by the committee and parliament. And it is centered on people, systems and processes.
The nominee called for review of the law to allow use of intelligence reports as evidence in the court to avert a repeat of Shakahola horror. The National Assembly Defense and Intelligence Committee now retreats to prepare a report that will be considered, approved or rejected by the National Assembly when the House resumes next month. Gishoki Washira, Prime Edition.